Welcome, viewers, to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Free. Now, today we are going to talk about sleep and specifically why you need to get sufficient sleep. Now, first up, why I had this revelation is because now that I'm on the later stage of No Fap, what I realized is that there is greater sense of sexual energy, and therefore recently I've been sleeping less. And while NoFap does give you more energy to the extent that you are able to function while sleeping less, this is not something that is good. Not that the energy is bad, but the assumption that having higher energy from NoFap means you can choose to sleep less and yet still function normally. Now, in my own experience, for example, just today I only slept for 4.5 hours last night. I was able to function, which is something beautiful because before I went on my detox diet and before I went on NoFap, it was impossible. I even had days where I would have needed to sleep for 8, 9, 10 hours and I would have woken up still feeling like crap. But what I realized when I do have sufficient sleep is this. Number one, my brain thinks faster. My brain is able to think faster and I'm more alert. And secondly, which is more important, in fact, most important to me, is the fact that I am emotionally more stable. Emotionally more stable. Now, I find it very hard to emphasize how important this is to me, or in my opinion, how important emotional stability is to a man. Because just today, due to my 4 hours of sleep, I just find that my emotions are all over the place. Some things that people say might just rub me off the wrong way, and then I'll feel agitated. And then there will be some times where I just feel like, oh shit, I feel so bad and I want to feel good, which is the temptation of wanting to relapse. And all these things that I just goes through my brain on days that I lack sleep. And next, I'm just going to end off with sharing this interesting story because it was honestly so fascinating when it happened to me. And it goes something along the lines of one day, okay, perhaps around a year ago, I had very little sleep, around 3 hours of sleep the night before. And what happened was there was this incident where a friend of mine just simply I was joking around, playing around, and this friend of mine just simply showed me a very frustrated and angry look. And I tell you, without kidding, without joking, what happened next totally caught me absolutely off guard. I have no idea what happened. So what happened was this friend of mine just showed me a very angry and pissed off look, and my entire system started to break down for some reason, and I felt this urge to want to cry uncontrollably. I couldn't control myself at all. I had to hide myself in the toilet, and somehow the tears just kept on coming down, and I was thinking to myself, I don't even know why I'm crying. Honestly, I was thinking to myself, I don't even know why I was crying. All I remember was seeing that angry look, that pissed off look, like, I guess, a sense of a child getting reprimanded by his father, for example. But what followed next was very interesting. It was like as if this part of my brain that is supposed to control my emotions was turned off, and I just cried and cried and cried and cried and cried, and even afterwards I went back to the meeting. The friends over there thought something really, really bad and intense happened, and I didn't even know how to explain it to them because honestly, I don't even know what happened. Even to this day, I have no idea what happened, except for the fact that on that day, I slept very little, and I felt a little bit out of sorts. The same kind of feeling you feel when you just don't get enough sleep. But I realized that link to emotion. Your emotional welfare is so dependent on your brain, and when you do not have enough sleep, your brain is unable to detox, and I have no idea what happens in it. But the lesson I have learned is this: with the extra energy that you have from No Fap, you go ahead and sleep the necessary amount of sleep that is required, and the quality of your waking hours will improve. The energy as well as the clear thinking of the brain would make it so much more worthwhile than trying to extend your waking hours by reducing your sleep period, and overall leading to me a very sporadic, uh, inconsistent waking hour. And that is something very key. So you people out there, especially since now you have freed up time to not watch pornography, go to sleep earlier. Make it a good habit, because I'm very, very certain, based on my own experience, that it will reap humongous dividends in terms of benefits that you will see. Now, I hope you like this video. If you do, like it, comment, subscribe, share it, and I'll see you again.